Hi, my name is Oscar. Today we will be talking about the brand Water People. The Water People is a Mexican brand that sells bottled water. This brand was created by two Mexicans, and today we will be analyzing their campaigns related to sustainability and analyze their discourses to see if we can detect some sort of greenwashing in their campaigns. But first, what is greenwashing? Greenwashing means the behavior or activities that make people believe that a company is doing more to protect the environment than it really is. Basically, it means these companies that fool the consumer to believe their products are environment friendly or sustainable. The Water People campaign intends to position their brand as an environment friendly option for bottled water. The Water People has teamed up with several famous Mexican influencers to broaden their engagement, making it a brand that is very famous and recognized in social media among young audiences. The Water People sells various products, but their main two products are bottled water in plastic bottles and sparkling water in steel cans. Their marketing basically focuses on the use of these recycled plastics and recyclable steel for their cans. They target eco-conscious consumers. Their campaign is mostly disseminated through social media, but they also use traditional media. The Water People has involved very famous influencers in Mexico with huge audiences. For example, Domelipa, Juca Beapri, Juan Bertho, Luisito Comunica, Alex Trechi, Salomundo, Juan Pazurita, among other celebrities of social media. Their main dissemination channels are Instagram and YouTube. So then why is the Water People using greenwashing? Basically for two reasons. First, the Water People claims to have 100% sustainable products because of their bottling options. They produce their plastic bottles from 100% recycled PET plastic. This is true, but they say and they claim that this makes their bottles and their process 100% sustainable. That their plastic bottles are made 100% from recycled plastic doesn't necessarily mean that their bottles are fully sustainable. While using recycled plastics does reduce dependence on resources, it is not entirely devoid of environmental impact. The recycling process itself consumes energy and may release pollutants. Moreover, not all recycled plastics are of the same quality, and repeated recycling can degrade the material, eventually necessitating disposal. Also, the plastic bottles that they produce, even being recyclable, don't necessarily end in a circular economy that they propose. At the end, they are waste too. They're just recirculating it. Although, definitely, it is a more sustainable option for consumers, using this phrase 100% sustainable falls into greenwashing. It is not the same to have a product made from 100% recycled products that to have a 100% sustainable product. They are different concepts. The second greenwashing alert of this campaign is infinitely recyclable cans. The Water People brand sells sparkling water cans with a seal that says infinitely recyclable packaging. And yes, steel is highly recyclable, but the claim of infinite recyclability simplifies the complexity involved in the recycling process, such as energy consumption, emissions from transportation, and eventual quality of the material. There is no such thing as an infinitely recyclable material. This is because materials lose their mechanical properties each time they're intervened. There are always tangible loss in the intervention of a material in recycling processes. Processes are not 100% efficient. Losses can occur due to contamination, oxidation, or losses during melting or other processes. Yes, steel is one of the most recyclable efficient materials. It can be used over and over many times, but it is not infinite. Metal scrap is made up of materials that recycle well since they can be recycled many times, and the resulting material will be of a very good quality or same quality. However, realistically, a significant part of recycling is actually a downward cycle. A certain material result in lower quality material when not recycled with a quality process, which is unlikely in most cases. However, I'm not saying that these products are not great alternatives for other materials. This material represents significant advances towards more sustainable materials usage and waste reduction. The point I'm saying is that infinitely recyclable cans lands down in certain greenwashing because it's vague. The arguments and ideologies that exist in this mediatic discourse are the claims of 100% sustainability are questionable as they focus narrowly on the recyclability of the materials without addressing the complete life cycle impacts of the products. This selective disclosure may mislead consumers about the actual environmental benefits, feeding into patterns of greenwashing. The community engagement appears to lean towards selectivism, with much support manifesting as social media likes and shares, rather than action or change in consumer behavior. So, this campaign involves several fallacies. First, vagueness. The broad claim of 100% sustainability lacks specificity and does not account for production, transportation, and where the materials will end their life. And second, irrelevance. While the materials are recyclable, the relevance of this feature might be overstated without addressing more critical issues like the overall carbon footprint of the product lifecycle. The reaction of the Waters People campaign in social media have been mixed. Some people celebrate the use of sustainable alternatives to consume water. Some say they have revolutionized the market of bottled water. But other people criticize the use of cans to bottle up water, saying that it is ridiculous to use so much material that uses more energy to intervene than others, and that the amount of water in each can is very small, meaning the waste of a lot of cans. The Water People campaign is leaving several aspects behind. They are leaving out that, okay, their product is clean and highly recyclable, but is it being recycled? Who recycles it? What percentage of these products actually follow the circular economy that they are promoting? And how much ends up as waste? In Mexico, recycling is a very uncommon practice. Ricardo Cepeda Marquez, director in charge of the program Water and Residuals of Climate Leadership C40, said that an almost ridiculous fraction of the plastic we consume in Mexico is recycled, less than 8% of the total. So, how do you say your product is 100% sustainable if you can't assure the ending of the product's life? This brand has been criticized in social media by journalists because when it launched, the country was suffering extreme droughts. Media said that these projects exploit water bodies for their commercialization, leaving communities without water in times where drought was a main problem in several regions of Mexico. How can the campaign improve? The campaign has a good purpose and is definitely performing more sustainable practice than other products in the market. But their way of communicating it falsifies or misinterprets their values. It is simple. Be more transparent with information. They have great numbers, and I'm sure that these numbers are very good in terms of recycling and reducing. But the company barely shares this information and prefers to use vague information that is false and misinterprets. To genuinely address the environmental issues, the water people should implement full life cycle analysis of their products, engage with environment experts to improve sustainability practices, increase transparency and educate consumers about the real impacts of their choices, involve various actors, including consumers, authorities, environmental groups, etc., and get certification from NGOs and organizations that evaluate sustainability of enterprises. All of the actors should be involved in this campaign, from citizens, authorities, companies, and media. For example, citizens are the consumers of these products. They have to design this campaign to get to the consumer at the moment where they are making a choice between a product or another. Or authorities, where they have a major role in this topic because they are the ones that regulate the market. How can the campaign engage society in a responsible way? To effectively engage society, the campaign should appeal to ethos by emphasizing ethical consumption, to build credibility and appeal to ethical considerations, transparency, and partnerships. To logos, by providing clear evidence based information about the benefits and limitations of their products, to engage through society through reasoned arguments and not fallacies. Educate on environmental impact, cost benefit analysis, show how sustainable practices can lead to long term savings for consumers. And finally, pathos, by highlighting the real world impacts of environmental stewardships. To connect on emotional level, storytelling visuals, and media for future generations. To wrap up, the Water People campaign reflects the complexity of marketing in the age of environmental awareness. While their efforts bring attention to important issues, the effectiveness of such campaigns is often overshadowed by greenwashing concerns. To truly influence collective consciousness positively, more comprehensive and transparent measures are necessary to avoid the harmful consequences of misleading environmental claims. The Water People has great elements, and with all the recommendations mentioned earlier, they can become a before and after in sustainability. Thank you.